we are live. Welcome everybody to the third episode of the Hey Bro Show. This week's topic, episode 3, is execution is key to the game. I'm Scotty Hobbs. Our host today is David Atkins. He's a 3-time male elite coach with Team Beachbody, which means he's created an elite team of coaches. And if you guys are unfamiliar with how that works, every year there's about 200 elite coaches on average. So they're in the top 200 for 3 years. He's a father of 3 little girls. He works for the New York State Police Department, and one of the most committed people that I know when it comes to working and work ethic, and our topic today of execution. So I'm more fired up to listen to David today than I am to be able to share with you guys. But with that being said, David, there's your introduction, my man.
Thank you, Scotty. And guys, first, everybody, sorry, I don't know what's going on. Sometimes these glitches happen, but this kind of goes in with our topic, right, Scotty? Like, execution's the game. You have to come up with adjustments and adapt and overcome, because that's part of what it's at. So thank you. And guys, I'm super excited, grateful, honored, humbled, that I've got to know Scotty and, as one of my best friends now, and we've become close probably over the past year. But what I love about Scotty is that he's not 120% in the business and 10% at home. Like, he's 120% as a father, as a husband to Gabby, with his 5 kids, constantly involved. You see it on his page as a father, which is first and foremost. And then as a Beachbody coach, he's been a top 10 elite coach. He's a millionaire member, 14-star diamond, 5-time elite coach. I mean, guys, the credentials for Scotty are unbelievable, but his credentials as a father are just as, I love the word epic. That's the word I've been using lately with our challenge group we're starting this month. Epic Sweat Fest is the name. So he is just 120 in all aspects of his life. And again, we're excited to come to you guys and talk to you guys about, execution is the game, which I think is perfect for this week in light of some things that were announced on Monday. So Scotty, I'll kick it back to you, bro. Scotty, you're muted, bro.
Thank you, David. I feel grateful to be a part of this with you and to be teamed up with you guys. Like, I'm not the most organized people, and I want to let you guys know that David is the mastermind behind making sure the image is ready on time to announce the show, making sure we get a topic up. So extremely disciplined in executing on our plan to help bring you guys value. So with that being said, I'm going to jump right into my topic because we started a little bit late today. I'm going to give you guys some of the mindset stuff behind execution is the key to the game, where I got that from, kind of why it's going to be important for you. And then I'm going to give you guys some step-by-step information on the best way for you to build your business and talk about this launch that's happening over in the UK. And I have a couple of my UK buddies on this call today as well. So I'm excited that they're willing ahead of time to execute and be out there as well. So with that being said, I'm going to share this with you men first and foremost, and I want you to think about this in your life. 1/3 of Americans are dissatisfied with their lives, with their career, with their career and what they do with their lives. Guys, that is 100 million people are dissatisfied with their lives. 100 million. I'm going to give you guys another small statistic. It's a 1 in 400 trillion chance opportunity that you are alive with the DNA that you have, born to the parents that you have, here, able to be on this call today, listening on the internet to people across the world. There's a reason that you're here, and I think that's important to know. And there's a reason you're here, and you guys have ideas and things to come to your mind that can absolutely alter and change the course of your life, your family's life, the people around you, people that will listen to you on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever you put your voice out of the world. The ideas that you have are there and can help people if you share them with the world. So I'm going to give you guys a specific example. You guys see David and I doing this Hey Bro show. Out of all of my coaches in our team, half are men, half are women. So we can get rid of the thing of this, men can do this, women cannot do this, because I don't see that in my team and in our business. I want you guys to understand that part first and foremost. And it's all about execution. To give you a small example, just like 4 or 5 days ago, I got on Facebook Live to teach this concept of split screen, where you can interview somebody. And I asked one of my coaches in the team, hey, who wants to go live with me? I want to make a video to educate people, a tutorial video on how to go Facebook Live with a companion. And with that being said, one of my guy coaches, Sean Bourguignon in Canada, he's my top male Canadian coach. He's like, I'm in, call me. So we went live, And while we're talking, we're explaining how Facebook Live works, doing a tutorial video, teaching people how to do it and how to set it up. And on there, I'm like, hey, this is a great idea. What you guys can do with this is you can interview your challengers, interview your friends, interview your coaches on Facebook Live and get your testimonials out for your business with this tool. The next thing I knew, within a couple hours, this coach that I did this with went to our team page and asked who he made a document with time slots of when he wanted to interview people on the team about their experience with Team Beachbody. And he filled up 2 weeks worth of interviews on Facebook Live. And so with that being said, guys, that is called execution, like having an idea and executing on it immediately. And I want to give you guys the experience or the story that helped me understand that I needed to execute immediately on all my ideas here as a Team Beachbody coach specifically. And I went to a marketing academy. Guys, this is not marketing how to do Beachbody. This is a marketing academy for any business. And I want you guys to think about something as I share this with you guys. Do you guys know any males who have built successful businesses? I know that sounds silly, but do you know any men that have built a successful business? Which it means coming up with a product, knowing how to market it, knowing how to deliver it, knowing how to make sure their customers have a great experience with it, knowing how to mentor and value their relationships in their company with their employees so that they work harder and put more passion behind it. If you do that, know how to do that, or you've seen somebody do that, guys, that's the same thing we do as a Beachbody coach, okay, is doing those steps that are just basic business building steps, how to build a business. So sometimes you got to think outside the box, out of this Beachbody coach box, and into looking at successful entrepreneurs and business owners around you. And so that's what I do by going to these seminars. And I went and was talking to this guy. He built 7 six-figure businesses in 6 years. So 7 six-figure businesses in 6 years. And I remember asking him, I did a little meet and greet with him, and I asked him, what's the difference between you and like somebody that has worked 6 years and can't build 1 six-figure business? What's the difference? He said, here's the thing. All of us have great ideas, but the ones that become the millionaires, become the mid 6-figure earners, the ones that build something that they love, that takes care of their family financially, are the ones that take those ideas and they put them out into the universe immediately. And said, here's what happens when you put your ideas out into the world and into the universe. They collide, gather up with other people that have similar ideas, similar belief, similar vision. Those people see those ideas and those visions, and they collaborate together to build a business. So guys, my business has been built by being loud about every single idea I have. I go on Facebook Live, or I go on YouTube Live, or I write a post about it. And what happens over the past 7 years is because I do that, people out there watching my videos or reading my posts are like, man, I believe in that too. That's something I've always wanted to do with my life. I got a great skill set in this area. They reach out to me. We collaborate. I invite them to be a part of this Beachbody family, and we do workouts together. We eat healthy together, and we do these ideas. We build these dreams, these visions. I mean, we were just on an 2-night RV trip with some of our coaches who are in the Million Club from Tennessee. They're across country for 2 months, and like we have the same idea. We envision like owning vacation rental properties and being able to travel the world. And so like when we're talking about big things like that, right? But we're executing on small things like doing our workout, drinking our Shakeology, adding value to people, teaching people, finding out what other people want in their life. Like, do they want this? Do they want that? And then helping put those dots together. So there's a little bit of the story and background of why I put everything out, because one guy that built 6 phenomenal businesses told me that almost everybody has great ideas, but nobody puts them out into the world. So I decided that day that I'm going to be the person that puts my ideas out into the world. Whether like I could put out 100 bad ideas, and if one good idea comes out and connects with the right people, I'm going to build a phenomenal business with that person. So I'm going to share with you guys briefly just some steps. That's my mindset part of it. Some steps on how to do the international launch. Remember, 300 million people here in the US and Canada, so we have a lot of people to help. But one thing to understand over there, with our friends over on the other side of the ocean, there's 65 million. So I'm going to share with you guys my steps on how you can take advantage of that and build a business that you want. So guys, this is like the biggest, I've been a coach for 6 years. This is the biggest news and announcement that I've heard. It's like one of the most exciting things, but I want you guys, it's okay to feel a little bit overwhelmed. But if you stay in the overwhelmed state, it's going to be an excuse for you to focus on. So I'm going to teach you guys how to stay focused and driven towards a successful and huge launch for you guys fall 2017 in the UK. So if you guys want that, comment below on the YouTube video. I want to know who wants to be a part of that. But first of all, I want you guys to think of the possibility. That's England. Let's see, England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland are now going to have the ability to be Beachbody coaches, have access to our workouts, our nutritional supplements like Shakeology and whatnot through us. They can join a team through us, buy products through us, and they become part of our team and our team volume. Guys, remember, that's extra 65 million people to add to your tunnel, in your marketing tunnel of people that you can help. I repeat, 65 million people. Okay, guys, that's an insane business opportunity if you truly think of it like a business. So I want to give you guys a quick analogy. Some of you guys may have done this, some of you may have not. I did in Maui a couple times, but I've done boogie boarding and I've done surfing. And the one thing I want you to visualize this, because this is what's going to happen. I'm giving you guys this news ahead of time so you can avoid being the person that gets left behind. When you're boogie boarding or surfing, you're laying there on your surfboard. You can see in the horizon, you can see a wave coming. You can see a big wave starting to come. And when you start to see that wave starting to come, that's when it's time to start paddling like no other so that you can catch it. And the thing is that there's going to be some boogie boarders who get left behind because they haven't been paddling ahead of time, and the water comes and they miss the wave and they're left there bobbing up and down while you get to ride that wave right into the shore, okay? So why do they get left behind? Why do they get left bobbing there? Because they're held back in fear that the wave is not, it's not big enough, it's not the right wave. But here's what I'm going to tell you guys. This wave is coming with the launch of the UK, and it's coming whether you want it to or not, and now, like today. Saturday is not a day off when you're an entrepreneur. Today is the day for you to start paddling. And bros, I'm paddling like no other. And I'm going to encourage you guys to paddle like no other as well. Get out there. Here's the thing. Like, I get questions all the time. How do I attract people from the UK? How do I market to people in the UK? And that's definitely something you should work on, put a little time into. However, there's a few things I want you to know first that you can execute on here today. First of all, more than ever, you men need to hit Success Club. You need to show up consistently on your social media. You need to build your team and your brand right now. From a new insider level, I think about when I joined Team Beachbody, from a new outsider looking in, you got to know the ropes first yourself, because you will never, ever, ever attract a coach who's going to be better than you in the long run. So when the UK opens up, guys, what I want you guys to know is you've got to build lots of team culture, social leadership collateral, with your team calls, team call recordings, and show people what's going on in your business. So when they come looking, they see that and they want to be a part of that, and they can trust that you are there. That doesn't mean being a certain rank. It doesn't mean being a certain income, holding a certain title, because here's the truth. Because I was once a prospect, they know nothing about what any of that means. Your rank, your income, none of that matters to them. It's your culture you're creating, the content that you're creating. That's what they're going to be, and your personality and who you are and your confidence is what's going to attract them. And so here's the thing. If you don't do the work now that you eventually want them to be doing, write that down. If you don't do the work now that you want them to eventually be doing, it just won't work. So number 2 step, don't forget that there's still 200 million people right here, right now, who need our help. Shiny objects are awesome, but there's still a lot more people than we can handle right here in the US. And some of these tips I got from one of the amazing leaders on our team as well. I was like, this is so perfect for you guys. And something I could apply and teach you. Guys, use this. I've seen people jump ships for shiny objects, like ground floor opportunity. You got to get in first. You got in. All these things, which are just excuses to not do the work. I'll be blunt with that. Because I can still go to Walmart here a mile away and find 9 out of 10 people don't have Beachbody on demand in their house and don't know that they could be a Beachbody coach. And there's 3 of us $1 million earners in this town of 50,000 people from this town, and I can still go to Walmart and find 9 people. So that's baloney right there. But so this is an opportunity for you guys to use this as a Beachbody opportunity. It's like getting in on the ground floor, because truly it is. Because this is for those that have that mindset that Beachbody's oversaturated, and it makes me laugh, right? Because it's just an excuse for them to not start paddling and do the work right now. Okay, you guys got to leverage this. Do a coach sneak peek. Team up with some coaches on a team. Do a coach sneak peek about all the benefits to the US here. Not marketing to the UK right now and the expansion there. Show them what it means to build a business here, partnership, and understand the new opportunity, like that you can build a team in the UK. So what I mean by that is here's what I would do. So I'm going along with this. Is so important for you guys. This is what I would do. You guys should get out there, start targeting people here who have studied abroad, traveled abroad, lived abroad. Like every single prospect that I have on my list right now, I'm asking them if they know anybody in the UK. Everybody that's told me no over the past 6 years, I'm asking them if they know someone in the UK. And 1 out of 3 knows somebody over there. And here's what happens. These people can get excited because they have a customer base there. And it's a brand new market. And guys, you know how to do that. It's like old school stuff. Get into your friends, do the footwork, get into groups of people who like and do things that are connected, make friends, add value, talk about the UK. We have months to build these relationships. Let them know that they have a customer base there that's untapped in Beachbody. It's ground floor opportunity. Guys, that means you can sponsor a coach here who has a market there, start building them and their skill set here, and they can have a ground floor business over there. But now is the time for these people, here's your idea, to get them signed up now on your team here in the US so they can learn the ropes and be ready for the launch in the UK. But here's the one thing that I've learned on my journey. No matter how big the momentum is, guys, it won't move you if you're a planted tree. You got to move now. You got to get paddling. It all begins right here, right now in the US. And if you don't do the work now when the big wave comes, it won't matter. Guys, so an example for me, I was a LDS Mormon missionary for my church in Venezuela. Easy peasy. I find all the LDS missionaries that came home that served in England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. I talk about my mission. I build relationships with them. I share how this has changed my life. And they have an entire network of people over there that I can build. And here's the thing. These guys learned all the skill sets that I did as a missionary of learning how to tell your story, connecting with people, knocking doors, making invites, and I can build an amazing team like that. So guys, here's my thing I'm going to leave you with. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity. It's better not to be prepared and have an opportunity than have an opportunity and not be prepared. So David, I'll pass it back to you, brother.
No, awesome. And thank you guys. You can hear me? We're good,
yes,
guys.
Sir, we can hear you.
Oh man, I'm looking at my phone. Like, I'm sorry guys. Again, I don't know what's going on, the glitches, but we're here. And I'm excited to talk to you guys because I think when Scotty and I were talking this week, about opportunity with the UK and the focus here. Guys, you have to understand, and when my team asked us, and I was on a call with a bunch of my diamonds a couple nights ago, why this is such a big opportunity, I think it's because Beachbody Live and Beachbody On Demand is already in the UK, guys. So that our branding is done. So you have to realize that this is a big opportunity, and you either can sit on the stands and sit and watch the game, or you can get out of the bleachers and get on the field. And I always challenge everybody to get on the field and get in the game and to leverage what's going on, because I could tell you I had a lot less sleep this week. And I know from talking to Scotty earlier this week, he was up to 2:30 in the morning one night getting stuff done to get it out there. So you really have to be able to self-audit yourself and go forward with what it is to execute on the game. So I have a couple points I want to hit with you guys, and I'm excited that we're not. Scotty and I spoke last week, guys, and just to let you know, we don't want to rush. We were trying to stick around 15 minutes, but so many messages we got was the content so good. So if we can give you more value each week and go a little longer, we're going to go for it, because we don't want to rush not giving you guys what we feel is to help you guys become your fullest potential as a coach. So guys, number one is you need to rule yourself, all right? You have to understand that this business is on you. It's nobody else's job. It's not your upline's job. It's not your upline team's job. It's not your spouse's job, your friend's job, your family's job to give you permission to say, to go after this business. And I know so often, because for the first 2 years when I became a coach from 11 to 13, I was the guy, I got myself to diamond, probably just through grit, but I wasn't going anywhere. I was hitting Success Club every month, but my business wasn't growing. And I finally realized it was because I wasn't ruling myself. I was waiting to maybe what's the secret. I was waiting for the better coach basics that didn't exist at the time. I was waiting for my team to help me get to where I wanted to need to go. And I finally had to commit to the point. I know I've shared this story before, but I think it's so powerful. And Scotty was the same way, is that I started doing team calls with the Nitsy Bitsy team, and nobody would go on, and I would just record my voice and I would talk to myself, and then I would post it in our little small team page and talk about it. It was the best thing ever. But the thing was, I executed and realized I need to rule myself. If it's your dream, you need to get up each and every day. You need to rise. You need to grind. You need to hustle. There's no quantum leap for success, all right? And I think so often we sit and we watch and we wait for it to happen, and it's not going to work out that way. Guys, number 2 is you need to be resourceful, not resourceless. And what I mean by that is maybe right now you don't know how to, I'm trying to think of, maybe you're somebody that's trying to create a blog, or maybe you're somebody that's trying to figure out, I think of myself right now, like just this week, we converted to a new blog on a website. And yesterday, I didn't know how to change over the email on my email to my new website. And I'm on the phone with GoDaddy and I'm on YouTube and I'm trying to figure it out. The point is, you have to know that the resources are out there, but you need to be resourceful. You need to go on Google. You need to go on YouTube. You need to ask questions. You need to be able to determine, that the resources are out there, and you got to be resourceful in finding them. Again, it's on you. You need to execute on that. It has to be you. It's nobody else's job. I can't stress that enough, because I know there's guys on here right now that are complaining that their business isn't where it wants to be, but you're sitting there and you're waiting for somebody to give you the secrets. You can't escape the work. Guys, number 3 is accept the willingness to face adversity and overcome failure. Like, boys, let me tell you. So yesterday was the day in the middle of this launch and everything going on with a landing page. And I'm not saying you guys need to do this, but I have a page on my blog that I created this week that we wanted to get out to reach more people in the UK. And we happened to switch our blog. Kristen and I started a new website this week. And the blog went down, and we had issues with Facebook, and the email had issues. I got locked out of MailChimp yesterday. I'm still locked out. That's a newsletter resource. Again, I learned how to use on YouTube. These were all things. But yesterday, for like 2 to 2.5 hours on a Friday to 7 o'clock at night, I was in my bedroom on the computer, three-waying between my assistant, somebody that's been helping me with my blog, on the phone with GoDaddy, and I'm trying to look up stuff myself. So the point I'm trying to share with you guys is I was stressed out, I was overwhelmed, but the thing is that I was willing to accept the failure, I was willing to face the adversity, and I realized right now you have to live in the overwhelmed state. Like, if you're trying to grow to another level, wherever you are, you have to execute on it, and you need to be willing to live in the overwhelmed state. Being overwhelmed is part of the growth process, all right? So that's number 3. Number 4, guys, is you need to leverage what's going on with the network, with the company right now, but at all times. Like right now, we have the UK going on, right? UV2 has just come out. Sean Week's just coming out. So I ask you, like, self-audit yourself. Are you sitting here saying, when Sean Weeks comes out, am I going to wonder if it's going to really grab and be as big as Insanity? Or UV2, that's not for me, that's for girls, I'm just going to see what happens. Or the UK's happening, I don't know what to do, I'm just going to wait till they release it in November, and I'm going to follow and see what Scotty and Dave are doing. Guys, that's not treating your business like a business, and that's not executing. Like I told you earlier, it was announced on Monday, and Scotty was up to 2:30 in the morning on Monday. And this week, I told my wife and Kristen, this is going to be a lot of less sleep this week because we have work to do and we need to get out in front of this. So we can't hide the grind, but you need to leverage and align yourself with what's going on with the network and then execute on it. Execute. I mean, the reason why this call is executing is the game is because the UK was announced this week, and it's all about executing. And I can tell you right now, I'm working my ass off this week, putting in, probably getting paid a penny on the dollar. But like last week, you learned from Scotty, it's the multiplier effect, right, guys? It's what you're doing now to multiply the time later. The last little bonus I want to give you guys is the 5-second rule and something called the spotlight effect. And I think this is something that actually Kristen shared with me from personal development that she read. And this is science. This is fact. Guys, in your frontal cortex of your brain, right, that is the area of your brain that we are naturally innate, that we have the fight or flight syndrome, right? Our body naturally innate in our frontal cortex is to protect us. So when we have little voices in our head and we are, don't want to take that step or scared of something, that's your frontal cortex talking, saying, don't do it. Don't do it. It may not work out. And I'm here to tell you guys that when you realize that you need to do something, so let's back up. This week, the UK launch gets announced. Your brain, you have 5 seconds to make a decision and execute on what you're thinking of. Maybe it's that invite to that person. You're like, wow, that dude would be a really good coach on my team. But oh my God, what happens if, he says no. If he says something mean, guys aren't going to want to work the business. I can't invite this person. You have 5 seconds to make that decision, because after 5 seconds, this is science. This is what happens. And it's called the spotlight effect, guys. What happens at that point is that your brain will spotlight all the negative reasons to protect you of why you shouldn't be doing something. So you cannot think about it, because then all of a sudden to the front of your brain and focused on is all the reasons why you shouldn't. And I can tell you that I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be able to get to where I'm going if I didn't make a lot of scary decisions and put no emotions into it. Because guys, and write this down, at the end of your feelings is nothing, but the end of every principle is a promise. And I love when I heard that. I forget why I heard that. I don't know, but I heard that at the end of your feelings is nothing. At the end of principle is a promise. You reap what you sow. So if you're putting in the work now, it will come back to you. It will 100% come back to you. So guys, those are my points. Again, rule yourself, be resourceful, accept the willingness to face adversity and overcome failure, leverage what's going on and execute, and the 5-second rule. And otherwise, hang up today and go after it, boys. Scotty, back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, David. Some incredible value there. So I hope you guys took some notes. This episode of the Hey Bro Show has been recorded. So make sure, if you have any men on your team, even if you have people, guys, this is your opportunity right now to send this recording or share the things that you learned today with your prospects, your current challengers, anybody. Help them understand the opportunity that they have on what they can do with this, with the principles that David talked about, some of the ideas I gave you that I talked about. So we hope you guys have an incredible week. Have a safe holiday, and with Memorial Weekend here in the U.S. And then we'll just leave you with one last thing, and you guys know what it is. It's time for us to man up. We'll see you guys next time.